All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of current global events being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, where I basically show you particular events that are happening around the world and linking it to the Holy Scriptures to show you that the Holy Scriptures are faithful and true, and that we are indeed living in the last days, showing you that we are at the very end of Edom's empire. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unmute the video.
Been extended to protests by traders and lawyers over work-related issues. And there will also be
Now, before I continue on muting the video, Salakia, this video right here is basically showing you what is going on in Pakistan. Okay. Now, for those who don't know, the Pakistanis are Elamites. Okay, this is located in Elamite territory or East Indian territory. Okay, and you can see that some of these Pakistanis have been westernized, as you see right here. This East Indian is he's got a smooth face and he's wearing a suit, looking straight up like somebody right out of America. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. Okay, this is giving you the live scoop of what is going on in Pakistan.
Anwar ul Haq says his government is ready to give related relief in electricity and wheat flour prices. Prime Minister Haq said that the government has reached an agreement with the Awami Action Committee after holding talks. Earlier today, protesters marched towards Muzaffarabad via Rawalkot despite road blockades set up by the police. They hurled glass bottles and pelted stones at the law enforcement. Some resorted to burning government vehicles and manhandling. A large number of policemen deployed to stop the protests responded with tear gas, shelling, and lathi charge. The paramilitary personnel resorted to open fire to disperse the crowd. The protesters decried infiltration by the PTI workers. On Saturday, demonstrators participated in a protest organized by the Jammu and Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee or JAAC in Mirpur. Clashes had broken out between protesters and security personnel. The skirmish in the Mirpur district left many injured and prompted Pakistani authorities to impose a curfew. Police detained at least 70 JAAC activists.
Clashes
Whitewash
between police
PR
and protesters in
from
Pakistan Occupied
ISPR.
Kashmir that have been on over the last 2 days have now intensified as members of the Awami Action Committee continue their march to capital Muzaffarabad through Rawalkot city. A policeman was killed and over 40 demonstrators and 11 policemen have been injured in the clashes. On the second day of the anti-government demonstrations, Pakistan's President Asif Ali Zardari has summoned an emergency meeting on the matter. In the latest, the Prime Minister of Pakistan Occupied Kashmir has said that the government is ready to give related relief in electricity and wheat prices. Prime Minister Chaudhary said that the government has reached an agreement with the Awami Action Committee after holding talks. Demonstrators marched towards Muzaffarabad through Rawalkot despite road blockades set up by the police. They hurled glass bottles and pelted stones at law enforcement agencies. Some resorted to burning government vehicles and manhandling. A large number of policemen deployed to stop the demonstrations responded with tear gas and lathi charge. The paramilitary personnel resorted to opening fire to disperse the crowd. The demonstrators decried infiltration by the PTI workers. Earlier, demonstrators participated in a long march organized by the Jammu and Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee or JAAC. Clashes broke out between the demonstrators and security personnel. The skirmish in the Mirpur district left multiple injured and prompted Pakistani authorities to impose a curfew. Police detained at least 70 JAAC activists. And for more on this, we're now being joined by retired Major Yasir Janjua, who is Defense and Strategic Affairs expert. He's joining us live from Islamabad. Thank you so much for taking our time and being here with us today, Major Janjua.
Thank you.
So the POK Prime Minister has said that he has agreed to the demands. How far is the solution at the moment, according to you?
Look, these were peaceful protests by the Joint Action Committee or JAAC, and they turned violent because the government resorted to tear gassing them, which is something that shouldn't have happened.
And all this is the product of what happens when the wicked bear rule over the entire planet. Okay, I want to read this comment right here by Never Ending 2. This is sickening. People's hearts are cold and wicked. All are acting with evil intentions. Civil war is around the world. Okay? And what he's saying is actually biblical. Okay? If we come over here, bear with me for one moment. Okay? Let's go to Matthew 24 real quick because he said that, people are waxing cold and, that's scriptural. Matthew 24. Okay. Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what we see happening here. The love of many is waxing cold. Okay? That's why everybody's acting with evil intention. That's why civil war is all around the world. Okay? Here, you want to know why evil, civil war is all around the world? Okay, Proverbs 29, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Okay, it's very clear at this moment, it's very clear at this point that the world is not in a state of rejoicing. The world is in a state of chaos, disarray, confusion, mayhem, tyranny, mourning. Why? Because when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Let's read this in the NLT. Okay. Proverbs 29, verse 2 in the NLT. When the godly are in authority, the people rejoice. Who are the godly? The godly are the Israelites, which will be your so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Those are your godly. Okay. But when the wicked are in power, they groan. Which, that's a pretty good translation, but it's not as good as the other one. Let's read this in the New International Version. Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. Okay? Let me see. Let's read this in the ESV. Okay. Proverbs 29, verse 2 in the ESV. When the righteous increase, the people rejoice. And that's not really a proper translation. It says when the righteous are in authority, not when the righteous increase. No, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. So let me see. What is the new Arabic version? Hmm. Okay, yeah. This is just in Arabic, so you ain't gonna be able to read that. Um, what is this? Chinese traditional. Uh, okay, Bible in basic English. Hmm. Let's check this out. Bible in basic English. Okay, so this is Bible in basic English. Proverbs 29 and 2. When the upright have power, the people are glad. Yeah, the people are glad because the world is not being dealt with unrighteous dealings. Okay, you know, because when the wicked is in power, people lose their minds because of unrighteous dealings. Okay, let's go to Sirach, the 10th chapter. Okay, Sirach chapter 10. I don't know the exact verse. Okay, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shai. Let me write to it. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay. So Proverbs 29 and 2. And who's responsible for the unrighteous dealings? Esau, Edom. Habakkuk 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. So because his soul is not upright in him, he is going to deal unrighteously. Okay? Like it tells you in Isaiah, what is that? Isaiah 26 and 10? Or is that 26 and 11? I don't want to wing it, so let's just get it real quick. Okay? Because of unrighteous dealings. Let's go to Isaiah 26, verse 10. Okay? Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, which is the land of Israel, right? Which they're in the land of Israel right now, claiming to be our people, that they're claiming to be us, right? In the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Okay, let's read this in the NLT. Okay, your kindness to the wickedness does not make them do good. Okay, and no, the scriptures say, "Let favor be shown to the wicked." Okay, it says, "Although others do right, okay, the wicked keep doing wrong." Okay, and take no notice of the Lord's majesty. Right, because in the book of Psalms, the 10th chapter, it tells you that the Lord is not in all their thoughts. Okay? They're not thinking about the most high. You know, these devils are never thinking about the most high, Yahweh, or his ways, what are the ways of the Lord? his laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? The Lord's law, statutes, and commandments is the Lord's majesty. Okay? Okay? And the others who do right, those are the Israelites. Like it tells you in Habakkuk 2 and 4, the just shall live by his faith. Okay, the just are the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Okay, that is the just. Okay, but the wicked are the Edomites. And that's starting with the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. Okay, the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. These are your Edomites today. These are the wicked, uh, according to Job 9 and 24, who have control over the whole face of the earth. Okay, and when the wicked has control over the whole earth, they're going to do unjustly. Okay, okay, Isaiah 26 and 10. But when grace is shown to the wicked, they do not learn righteousness. And what again, what is the Lord's grace? His laws, statutes, and commandments. Even though in this generation, the grace period is 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 the elect being able to rehearse the righteous acts while being covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai. Okay. Now on the other hand, okay, you know, which really when the scriptures say let grace be shown to the wicked, that means that the Lord is giving Esau a chance to prove that he can rule the world without, you know, dealing unjustly. Here it is. The Lord allowed these devils, these Edomites, to move into our land. You know, the Lord has given the earth into the hands of the wicked, right? And what do you see happening all over the earth? You see murders going on. You see people mourning, complaining, people getting kidnapped, people committing suicide. You know, you got wars, class wars, civil wars, financial wars. Okay? Okay? You have chaos, mayhem, tyranny, you know? You know? And altogether you just have unrighteous decrees. Okay? So The Lord is giving these devils grace. And this is what these devils have done with the grace that the Lord has given them. These Edomites have basically destroyed the earth. Okay? And the scriptures speak about that. Okay? Let's get that real quick. This is why the kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another. Revelation 11 verse, I don't know if, okay. Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Okay? And who's destroying the earth? Who has control over the whole planet? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and all of these so-called elite families. They're the ones responsible for this world being destroyed spiritually and literally, because destruction doesn't have to mean that something gets blown up. No, the word destroy means to break down, to decay. The world is literally entering a state of moral decay. Okay? That's why you got Elomites on TV dressed in suits with a smooth face. When they notice they're supposed to have a beard on their face. Okay? How the fuck do you not have a mustache or a beard? You know? A woman is not supposed to have a mustache or a beard. A man is supposed to have a mustache and a beard. But again, look, you got East Indian women, talking on live TV, head uncovered. She probably wearing pants. Her face is not covered. And then she's basically taking on the role of a man, because men are supposed to be reporting on world events, but they got a woman doing it, which is out of order. Okay, so yeah, let's switch screens because I'm tired of looking at that Fred Flintstone looking ass nigga. Okay, okay. So when grace is shown to the wicked, which grace is being shown to the wicked, right? The Lord's giving Esau a chance to show the Most High that that he can rule the world properly. But no, Esau has failed at that. Esau has failed at ruling the world properly. So guess what? They're gonna be destroyed. And ultimately, the so-called elites, according to biblical prophecy, who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers, their asses are going right into captivity. They're going right into slavery. Because the Lord is not pleased with how the world is being managed. But when grace is shown to the wicked, they do not learn righteousness, because his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Even in a land of uprightness, which is the land of Israel, they go on doing evil and do not regard the majesty of the Lord. That's a beautiful translation. Okay, so let's go back to the KJV here. Okay, so Proverbs 29 and 2. When the upright have power, the people are glad. When an evil man is ruler, grief comes to the people. Let's look up that word grief. The people mourn. The world's in a state of grief. People mourn, okay? Mourn, groan. What do you see right here? You see anah, okay? It's the Hebrew word anah. and it means to sigh, groan, in pain or grief, gasp, moan. And this is what we're seeing here. Okay. Is that a nach? Is that, I believe that's a nach. Excuse me, I said a nah. No, I believe that's a nach. That's a nach. Okay. So excuse me on that. See, Cal, Kindred. See, to groan, to sigh. Okay. So, yeah, you know, that was in a BBE translation. Okay, so let's go back to the KJV. So I pretty much brought out all the scriptures that I need to bring out.
Protesters marched towards Muzaffarabad via Rawalkot despite road blockades set up by the police. They hurled glass bottles and pelted stones at law enforcement agencies. Some resorted to burning government vehicles and manhandling. A large number of policemen deployed to stop the protests responded with tear gas shelling and lathi charge. The paramilitary personnel resorted to opening fire to disperse the crowd. The protesters decried infiltration by PTI workers. Earlier, demonstrators participated in the long march organized by the Jammu and Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee or JAAC. Clashes broke out between the protesters and security personnel. The skirmish in Mirpur district left multiple injured and prompted Pakistani authorities to impose a curfew.
You know what? We know where else this shit comes from? This comes from Esau setting up puppet leaders in countries that don't belong in those countries. Because when Esau gets a puppet leader in there, the puppet leader basically does what he is told because he is a puppet. And you know what the puppet leader is going to do? He's going to pass all kind of decrees that's going to make people's lives harder. That's going to put people on edge, and basically only the wicked thinks like that. Only the wicked would set up a puppet leader in a country only to tear a country apart. Okay, let's go to Second Esdras because what we're seeing is written. Second Esdras 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Okay, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now, this is talking about race wars first and foremost, but you can also link this to civil war, where it says one people shall stand up and fight against another. This is what we're seeing happening all over the world. One people's literally standing up to fight against the government, which will be the another. Okay, in Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. Okay, that's what POK stands for, apparently. Okay, and swords in their hands. And yeah, it's only a matter of time before these civil wars began to be fought with guns. Because people's going to get fed up with the government to a point to where somebody's going to take up arms and shootouts are going to start happening. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men." Wait a second. Okay. "For there shall be sedition among men." Now, when you look up the word sedition literally means an uprise or a rebellion against a higher authority or government. And this right here is an example of a sedition. Okay, "and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So there you go. A protest is a sedition. Okay, and 9 times out of 10, Esau probably put a puppet leader in there that basically passed laws and shit that makes it harder for other people. And the people were not okay with it because the westernized laws, which they're probably enforcing in these other countries, is conflicting with the laws of that country. So, you know,
Occupied Kashmir that have been on over the last 2 days have now intensified as members of the Awami Action Committee continue their march to capital Muzaffarabad through Rawalkot city. A policeman was killed and over 40 demonstrators and 11 policemen have been injured in the clashes. On the second day of the anti-government demonstrations, Pakistan's President Asif Ali Zardari has summoned an emergency meeting on the matter. In the latest, the Prime Minister of Pakistan Occupied Kashmir has said that the government is ready to give related relief in electricity and wheat prices. Prime Minister Chaudhary said that the government has reached
electricity and wheat prices. So electricity and wheat prices went up. So they're just pretty much they're fed up, you know. Man, man, I cannot afford the electricity. Who's about the electricity? With that, I'm gonna say shalom. Let's on to the next one.